Hello and good morning, my crafty creatures. It is Friday. Yeah. And this is the week. This is the week that I don't have to work the weekend, so I can say it's Friday. Mind you, I have a 2-day market after this, and then I slide right back into work for another 4 days straight. So I don't really get a whole bunch of break, but I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it where I can. Ah, okay. Ah, it has been a week. Well, generally, honestly, generally I say just morning because I don't want to put a mood on it. But today I'm feeling bold. Also, I'm working on a smattering of color. I might change my mind, and after I'm done doing doing the color that I'm working on, I might hop over to one of the bigger colors and just have a day of big old columns of 10. I don't know yet. I haven't quite gotten that far in my day, though I have gotten progressively far in my day. Farther than I thought I would be at this time. Um, I managed to clean up a little bit of my craft room mess. Um, I have gotten almost everything that I need to put in my car downstairs, uh, so I can just bring it out the door and put it in and or on the car because tomorrow morning I have to get up at 5 a.m. I have to be I have to be gone by 5:30 in order to get to where I'm going for setup time. Oh. And I work till 11 tonight, so it's going to be fun. But I can do it. Yes, I can. Mhm. I try not to be like I try not to be like super duper like you must be happy. Positive. If you're positive, awesome. If you're in a good spot, awesome. If you're having a bad day, you know what? Not so awesome, but at the same time, own it. Allow yourself that bad day cuz we all have bad days. We're all in theory human, in theory. Eh. So, I don't want everybody to be happy all the time because it's just not feasible. I'm not even happy all the time, even though I seem to be making happy noises all the time. I'm not always happy. Sometimes I'm just not. Even when I'm making happy noises. Okay. Trying to figure out because this area that I'm working in is an area where I made boo boos. So not everything here lines up like it should. And that's what I'm just trying to fix. Or I'm trying to work around, I should say. Not that it's a huge deal, because it's not. These are background colors, like the main part of this page is this leaf here. Like this is the leaf and the grapes are the main part of the page. Everything else is just kind of there. Oh, I think that's mostly correct. If not, we'll figure it out later. So we're working on 907, which is not a huge color on this page, but it goes in lines. So it was easy to. I don't, I don't know. Being handed a big bowl of dog shit would. Oh, I had a conversation with some coworkers and some family members of a resident. Is I can handle almost any other bodily fluid. I can't handle it with the dogs. I can't. I can't. I if I have to have you deal with that for me, that's like a huge favor. Like you get a really big, you get close, not fully, but you get close to a life boon when you deal with that kind of thing for me. You don't get the life boon because you're not actually saving my life, but you get the one that's a step down, a major boon, I think is what it is. You wanna see Ra go from cool to fuck this shit in 5 minutes flat? That's what we do, and it's not fun. It's and I'm open. Like I totally tell people, it's like no, I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this shit. Yes, and the metaphor does stand. I was actually feeling kind of social this morning, so those of you who are indulging me, thank you. It was fun. But after stream, I get to go finish loading up the car. That's pretty much all I have on my list, and cleaning up my mess here. Though it's not a huge mess, I still wanted a little bit fine ad break. Okay, there we go. And big big trucks. Big trucks in my view. I'm plenty spotted. I have maybe freckled. Well, I definitely know I'm freckled. Um, it, it's funny because I'm wearing all black. Like it's all black today, and I was in a Discord using my video, and I don't generally look at myself, and I don't see myself on a bigger picture. Like what you guys are seeing, this little square. That's generally what I have to go off of. And just having my hair up against like black shows me like just how red my hair is, because without the black my hair looks very brown. um I know it has more of a red tinge because my mom my mama is pumpkin orange hair. She has the In her youth, it was even more orange than Mierda's from Brave. Like her hair was orange, like naranja, like orange. Um, and my dad had dark, dark brown hair. So that's why without the black, my hair looks brown. And then with a black background, my hair looks copper. I get not well, not copper, but it's a nice shade. It has more red than I think in a normal situation, and it's weird seeing myself from a vanity viewpoint. Sometimes I catch myself like in a picture or something like that, and I'm like, but things I don't normally notice for 1,000. And my mom is very very pale, and she has the blue eyes, the like the almost sky blue eyes, but they're very pretty. She's very very pale, and she has orange hair. It's not red, it's orange. Um, and my dad had dark hair, and brown eyes, and here I am over here with some wild funky colored hair depending on lighting, and same with my eyes. So I like my eyes. My eyes for me are my best feature because they're wild and crazy. I lost what I was doing. Oh well, we'll figure it out. Making things green. Everything's so green. Uh, so today I get to. Today is the end of the first week for me training my person, and he's doing good so far. So I'm enjoying it. Like I'm having a good time. Good natured. It's just I'm ready to not be at work. Hi, Feature. Apparently, Feature's feeling social today. I gave him treats earlier, so yeah. I'm actually feeling that after I get done, I'm gonna get done this color, and then I'm gonna move on to big leaf color. I'm just gonna do my columns of 10 because it's a lot of green. Okay, well that answers that. This this color goes down a couple squares, even though like let me see if I can actually arrange for the bottom of the page to be seen. So yeah, it goes down a couple squares past um where I'm currently working, but it's the only color in that area, the only shade of this color in that area. So while I have it on the needle and I have it out and about, I'm gonna just tackle it because I don't like wasting string and doing stretchy things for 3 stitches. So while I'm in the area, I'm just gonna finish out the line and not have to worry about it later. And I may have to start a new piece of string. I don't think I will, but maybe. Yeah, looking at it is looking like, but that's fine. I was pawing through my drawer of cross stitches today, and it kind of when I do that, it motivates me. I just got a commission all done, and I have one small. I have for my U.S. watchers the Portland frog, um, and a saying beside it is like, I won't do what the fuck you want me to do, or something like that. And a friend asked me to make it for her, and it's a relatively small piece. It's like something I can sit down and work out in a couple of days. So I'm gonna do that one. But then I have space. Well, and instead of winter is coming, holidays are coming, and I have little mini pieces that are like ornaments when they're finished. So I'm gonna see if I can do a couple of ornaments for the fuck ton of craft fair shows that I have. Because generally the ornaments don't take me too horribly long, and I would love to get them out of my stash so that I can have more room to put more cross stitch in. Not gonna lie. Yes, I still have to watch that. Husband creature and I want to watch that together, and we just we have not had time together off because I have the craft fairs unfortunately for the next month, and he's been working on Saturdays. So What makes it worse is I know exactly where all the ornaments are. Like, for example, I have these. And mind you, they're not my general like vibe and or style. Um, but I have no problems doing them and selling them. When I was growing up, that was like the family Christmas present one year is my sister and I just cranked out some cross stitch ornaments, and they were given away like as stocking stuffers at like the family Christmas. I'm definitely not gonna have enough to. Yes, I am familiar with a more than your average American British slang. That's why I like chuffed so much. Because sometimes, let's be fair, you need to look in another language or culture for the word that appropriately suits your needs. I think it might just be you and me today, and maybe a lurking Jules. But then again, people who are just sitting and don't interact, like they don't actually go get on the viewer. I've noticed that. Like if someone's just watching for the sake of what the fuck is this chica doing, um, they don't get put on the viewer list. So and Jules is British adjunct. Because let's be fair, I'm Diet Canadian because I live in Maine, but anything that was once a British territory gets to be adjunct. I think that's how you say that. Mm. So got a couple of fun. fun yeah, lined up. The gap two. One, two, there. yes, this is a bit of a stretch, but it's only 2 fucking stitches. Check more. Woo! Okay. That is 907 on the page. I can do a color mark off. Woohoo! I knew it wasn't like a major color. I knew that going in. But it had lines. It had crisp, clear lines. So yesterday, I felt like ass. I had the stream all set up. I even turned it on. I felt like ass. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll just push it back a little bit. I'll feel better. No. There was no feeling better. And then just before I went to work, got notification. They're like, hey, we filled your Vyvanse prescription. Now, mind you, it'd been 2 or 3 days, and while there's not a huge withdrawal, I do get tired if I don't have it for a couple of days. I get tired until my body's like, hey, we got to take care of the gremlin ourselves now, and we're gonna need a little bit of spoons from other areas. And I was getting to that point, and I was like, oh yeah, I can do, but I just felt like ass. So I leave here early to go get my prescription, and I pick it up and I take it before work. So I had a great work night. And I stayed up a little longer than I wanted to, and then I woke up a lot easier than I wanted to. So I'm back on schedule. I hate controlled twos. It's like I'm not abusing it, people. Why do we have to play these games? Yeah, I'm like, oh, why are we laughing? Yeah, I tried. Like, I'd even done a few stitches. The numbers that were up on today's opening, they weren't even the right numbers, because I did a few stitches before logging on yesterday. And that's another thing. This page is all confetti. And it's really, really rough, because I don't feel like I'm getting anything done, and all the colors are everywhere, and I'm just gonna be a whiny bitch face about it. Okay. Now, mind you, I could go to block color. I could go hang out on Call Dance and do a ton of block color, but that's not appealing either. That's part of the reason why I always have like a third, like I have my 2 big projects, and I almost have, I have a third non-full coverage going on, so that I feel like I'm getting something done. With Divine Instinct and the block color, I do feel like I get a lot done, but at the same time, it's just all the same color. And with this one, I don't feel like I'm getting near as much done because of all the confetti. So I like a nice in-betweener with the non-full coverage that I can be like, yeah, this is great. Okay. I'm picking a new color. I think I'm going to do 699 because that is the big green color on the screen. And I'll just be going in columns for it, because it's the outside of the leaf here. Like, oh, let's see if we can get the full page into view here. Come on a ride with me. Yeah, So the color I'm getting ready to tackle is the outside edge of the leaf and the start the some of the green there. It's 6.99. It is green. It's not a shade of blue. It's actually a really nice green. 6.99. We'll be hanging out with this color for a little bit. The only other color option I have is 939, which is the bane of my existence. So that'll probably be like the color I want to do dead last. Okay. We're starting at the first column and we're moving our way across. I think this is called Kelly Green. I think 699 is Kelly Green, which is a greeny green. It's a greeny green. It is Shamrock? Oh, I don't know. You can look up the name for DMC 699 and it'll give you its big fancy name. Even though DMC does not give the big fancy names out. They do not name their colors. They just give them the numbers and other people give them the names. Starting up in here. There's that. And I try real hard when I'm doing the column work. I try real hard to stay in the column. Especially when it's the confetti colors. When you're doing block color, you have to be careful of your tension. Much like with crocheting, you have to be careful of your tension in cross stitching. Because you can create page lines. Now, I've actually gotten really good about not creating page lines. Sometimes you can catch where I have a page line, but for the most part, I stitch with careful enough tension that a good wash or a good ruffle will take away the tension line. I didn't have a better word than ruffle, so that's where we're going. I do like this. This is a nice bold green where you see it and it is bold. You know it is green. Okay. For me, it looks like shamrock green, but I'm not a fancy color namer. And I gotta say, it was lovely to have met the bus today. I like meeting the people that I see the names of a lot. Sometimes I'm just stupid awkward or just not in the right place at the right time. But it is always lucky when serendipity occurs. Yes. Yes, I am. I am aware. And I do want all of my SIS viewers to know that I acknowledge, but I'm not always great at discerning because I don't. I'm really good. I'm really good at faking that I pick up subtle changes in in inside workings. Like, but for me, like, as long as you're a nice person, like, I don't care who's at the front as long as you're at least reasonable to me. Um, uh, I I'm emotionally stumped otherwise, and I will be the first to tell you that I'm probably gonna just set my overall standards on the entirety of your system. Is if you're nice to me, I'm nice to you, and and if we have a beef, we're gonna have to sit down and have a conversation because I don't have the spoons to wrap around the finer details of what it means to be a system, and that is, I'm emotionally stunted in that area, and I do not I do not keep it a secret. So like anyone who I've interacted with who is a system or whatnot, and you think, oh well, she's treating me the same as she's treating this this other front. If one front feels that I'm treating the other front the same when I should be treating them differently, you, I love y'all. That's all I got. Uh, 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 S is next to D on the keyboard, friends. That's where it is in my mouth, too. The DID. The uh, see, it's an awkward conversation for me to have with myself here on stream. Um, but I just want to like, I just want to put it out there. Like I'm emotionally stunted in that area. So please have grace and goodwill when. Now I'm embarrassed. I hate the delay. It makes me feel judged. Well, I try real hard to be like, hey, like I try to give everybody, because in my brain I can see it. Like in my brain I can see how a system works. Um, but like and I can also see like from the outside how like I know some systems uh there's different like voices or appearances or whatnot, and like in all fairness, like I don't take what media portrays systems as because they're lying bastards. it's like getting a diabetic on screen. Is like they exaggerate everything that is not where you need to be exaggerating. So like I take it with a grain of salt. But like in my brain, how I see a system working is like the SNCC couch. For those of you who are old enough to remember what the SNCC couch is, you'll get it. Um, this big old couch where you're all relatively sitting. You might have a couple like who are standing off to the side or whatnot, but most everybody's sitting on the couch. And who has the clicker? Okay, well, and that makes me feel a little bit better. But I mean, I I still feel that I when interacting, I want to have the proper etiquette. Um, because that's how my dragon brain works. Is decorum and etiquette are very important to me. So I always I don't I don't want people to feel like I'm disrespecting them because I'm not familiar with. It's the tism showing. Is because I'm going into a situation where I have no experience, so it's the tism. It's the tism showing its ugly head. It's like and I generally like sometimes depending on who's which is which, I can tell from the vibe that's being given off. And the name tag helps, let's be fair, the name tag helps. But there's minor differences with like the wordings or the use of the phrases and whatnot that I'm slowly catching up on, but that's a lot harder to do digitally than it is in person. Like I'm sure if you and I saw each other more regularly, I would be able to be like, okay, so there's a new driver today. Because I work with a lot of individuals with some heavy duty mental health issues, and that's also why I don't have a stigma against people with like schizophrenia or or um uh delusions. There's a big long fancy name. I worked with a lot of those people. And I don't mean to like shovel it all into the same category, but worked out in my brain, it is roughly the same thing. Is I'm not living the reality that someone else is living, so I need to work with them within their brains in order for us to get along and move forward. So I am continually digging my hole here. Um, and I can hear Kelpie over there giggling, going, go on, Raw, just a little deeper. Cause I'm just always so self conscious about it. Cause I'm me. I just try really hard to make everybody feel included. I'm not perfect at it, but I am getting better. And oh, Is all good, my jewels. Is all good. And I mean, physically, I'm here. Mentally, I'm nearby. And I didn't necessarily mean like maliciously laughing at me, but there's gotta be a point where you sit back and you're listening and you're like, I get this. I get this. This makes me giggle a little bit because I've been asked this question so many times. Like yesterday, it's kind of like when I'm doing a craft and someone goes, "What you doing?" And I tell them, "Oh, hey, because my project that I'm hoping to get done tonight and uh, maybe have it for sale tomorrow is a fairy winged baby dragon, like the plushie that dragon one, but smaller. The same butterfly wings, but just made with baby yarn, so smaller yarn. I'm hoping to have one of those done, but it's like I'm making one of those, and then that person wanders off, and not 3 seconds later, someone else wanders up. Hey, what you doing? Or what you making? Like I'm sure you get to a point where you just start to giggle and go, "This is what we're at." I just ran into another area that I kind of messed up on. One. Okay, so I'm far enough. At 11, I'm going to take a short break because, in addition to already getting all the dishes done, I am currently doing laundry because this is our weekend off, and normally we do grocery shopping and laundry. But husband creature works tomorrow, and I have a craft fair tomorrow and Sunday, and he's going down with me Sunday. So we're trying to get all the laundry done. Goodness knows when we're going to get food shopping done. We just might have to take our own trips and spend our own money um, to get what we need, or Sunday evening if we're not completely dead on our feet. He currently gets paid weekly though, so it's a little easier. Oh no. And in some instances, like I just did the first column of 10 over here, there's couple more, like just one over in the first column. And I'm just gonna, because this one goes down a little bit further, I'm gonna pounce over and get them when I can. Whew, that is a book. And I get, and it's the same way. When I was teaching mental health support specialist class, there was a video that I showed about a lady who in her 20s, because with schizophrenia, and I know there's some studies between systems and schizophrenia and which is which, and are there differentiations? Are they the same thing? Same sides of different sides of the same coin? Like there's lots of really neat stuff going on with schizophrenia systems and whatnot. But voices generally, at least with schizophrenia, they generally start in your mid 20s. Most of the time up to that point, before they start manifesting as actual voices, they start off as like extreme anxiety, like intuition, like breaking into a system. But I was yoinked out before it fully cracked and put me into a system. So like I'm teetering on that that weird middle part where I don't have voices, I don't have different personas, I don't have different auras of what's going on, but like I can kind of, like, I understand what's going on with it. Like I don't know if that makes any sense. We're gonna have weird mental health talk today because it's of intrigue to me, and I want more understanding of it for the people who fully have to deal. Like I want to break the stigma, because people with these issues are not inherently dangerous. Honestly, they're more victims than anything else. People with mental health issues are more often the victims than they are the aggressors. And unfortunately, this day and age, that's not portrayed properly. Okay, well, and the bulk of my abuse happened between I was 2 and 4. That is where the bulk of my childhood abuse happened. I was very much abused when I was a child, and I've never really hidden that. Now that I don't walk around and talk about it all the time, but I will share with people that yes, I've had some trauma. um and like, for example, I don't like to make beds. I don't like to make beds from the sheets up. Like I don't mind. No, I hate making my bed, and it's not an ADHD thing. It's because when I was little, my abuser, I think I was like 3 or 4, my abuser would make me make the bed so it was wrinkle free. Now, again, mind you, I'm 3 or 4. Make the bed with no wrinkles, and then have me take a nap on it. And then if when I woke up there were wrinkles on the bed, I got beat. That's the level of psychological abuse that my abuser did, because he got caught laying hands on me once, and he had to up his game to hide the marks. So pile that on top of all the other fun that I have. But that's the level of trauma I'm talking about. That's the level of psychological trauma that I had to work my way around. I don't have any No, I have a lot of hatred for him for it. I'm not going to say that he, no. My abuser, I will, if the purge were a thing, he'd be my first and only target. The same person would turn on Sesame Street, and because I love Sesame Street, and again, 3, 4, 5, somewhere in that age ballpark range. But he'd then make me sit outside, not sit outside, but sit at the window and watch the window, and he'd wait for me to turn around when the bright, exciting parts came on. And then when I did, he'd beat me. Like, like I have a lot of control to ignore. Even if I'm interested, I have a lot of control to ignore, because when I was so little, that response to when I paid attention to something is ingrained in me so deeply that it's not that I don't see, and it's not that I'm not paying attention. But if I give it attention, it hurts. So yeah, I get that. But that's the kind of thing like I try to express to people. It's like I don't generally, and it's also why I'm food aggressive. So this person also would, and again, the age range from 3 to 5 is when I mostly remember this, because my sister was born, and I'm okay. So yeah, because he was still around when my sister was born, and my sister is his child. And there's 4-year gap between my sister and I. I was alone before and after with my sister. So yeah, there's ages 3, 4, 5, somewhere in that ballpark. So he would put food down in front of me and time me, and I only got like a minute to eat. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and that's just the kind, like that's just the kind of battle. Like I honestly believe that had the abuse gone on any longer than it had, I probably would have formed into a system, because it was that bad. But I don't, I remember all of it, and it wasn't like someone shoved me out of the way, and only when someone else is in the viewpoint that I remember this. Is like I remember this as myself, as an entity. I think the for me the spurs and the spars broke apart, like I have my anxiety, which has like a personality, and kind of like when you see the TikTok videos, is those are the entities, but they're not separate. Like we're all in the same. That there's no couch. There's no snick couch in my brain. But I just want, I ultimately just want people to understand that I get the levels of insidious abuse that parental units can inflict. And no one ever has to talk about it with me. We can sit in silence and do that. Or people can dump. I am built for it all. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's another thing I hate about the confetti colors, is they're all over the place. I some days think that I would be a psychiatrist wet dream, because I I have persevered through psychological, emotional, and unfortunately sexual abuse, and I never gave into the demons that were easily available to me. Because let's be fair, as a type 1 diabetic, I have access to needles. I make the right friends. I can have the good drugs. And that's dark humor. But that's the kind of thing that you got to stop and think about is I had access. I had access to alcohol. I had access to the higher level drugs because I have needles. I had access to the lower level drugs too, but I just never said yes to that beast. Which apparently is like kind of a big deal. I'm not trying to flex or anything, but I'm kind of a big deal, yo. And then when you're a teenager, it falls into that category of I don't want to talk about it because you're not going to listen to me anyway. Like, I told my parents I was not feeling good the entire summer up until I was properly diagnosed with diabetes. The entire summer, I told them I felt sick. I felt that my heart was going to burst out of my chest, that I was tired, and they just ignored me until I almost died. So it's totally understand. I totally understand. Like I've gone through a lot of yucky poo poo, and I am over it, my friends. I am over it. Oh, it's 11. It's 11:05. I'm gonna finish up this X that I'm doing. I gotta run downstairs and swap over my laundry. So take this moment. If you haven't swapped your laundry over, if you're doing laundry, if you haven't taken your meds, drink some water, stretch, breathe, stare at the sky and scream. But I, my friend, will be right back. I do agree, Jules. I am back. I got laundry swapped over. I got some more stuff cleaned out of my crafty room. We are continuing on our journey with 699. Maybe? Did I jump up too far? I don't know. If I did, it's only a green. Nope, I did not. Yay! For whatever reason, like this area that I'm working in has an extra row. I think I was trying to compensate somewhere for it, and I just failed. Ah, doo. But yeah, I'm gonna. I'm gonna be busy, busy all weekend. But I would definitely appreciate good juju coming my way so I could sell at least a few things. Like my table fee was $170. So if I could make my table fee back, which would be, let's see, it would be 6 baby dragons. It would be several of my keychains, which I would love to get the keychain stock that I have out of my system so I can focus more on, like, now that I have the supplies, I can make my own keychains kind of thing. Um, but I would love the good juju to make my table fee back. Bare minimum. I think it would take, let's see, because my keychains go from $3 to $10, and so it would take a wide variety of keychains to make back that. Um, but it would be 6 baby dragons, or one of my big ones. I love my big ones. Don't get me wrong. I would love for one of them to be bought so that I could make more. And I know I've said this before, but this is how I amp myself up to things. So after stream, I'm packing up my car. I'm finishing packing the inside of the car, and then I'm gonna put the roof rack on, and well, not the roof rack, the roof sack, and I'm gonna get ready for tomorrow. I must accidentally fill that. And then honestly, I'm gonna run through a shower so I can have all nice clean clothes and be all nice and spiffy clean for work, which, most of the time I am, but running a little close to grungy today. So, and pack my work bag for work tonight, and kind of have everything set on the side that I can toss in for tomorrow. Because on my way down, there's a grocery store that I stop in at before I get to the armory so that I can grab food for the day. I bring my cooler down with my ice packs, and then I bring food. this, is, this is a place where I should have put a half mark where I needed to be next, but I didn't. So we're just gonna figure this because this area is a count mix up, so I need to figure out where I am from all the way up. Luckily, I can see where most of the green is, so we're gonna locate right there. Those three. So this, which is not right there, goes up, and there's a 3. Yep, that's right where I am. Okay. Woohoo! We found it. Those worms are ridiculously cute. I have a pattern for little dragon versions. Um, I just haven't gotten around to testing them out. They don't look like they'll take very long, but at the same time, my brain. I want to go to sleep, but the voices in my head go. I'm gonna tell you called her a lizard. So much dog hair. I actually need to make a sign for my booth that says um, all items in this booth are from a smoke-free home, but have creatures. So I can get that all made and laminated, just so people who have allergies know that I have dogs. And many times, and very often, their fur is in the product. Yes. Oh. I hate confetti, la 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 la. Because it mostly looks like I've gotten nothing done today. And funny enough, I've actually gotten over 100 stitches done today. Mind you, I've been gabbing most of the day, but yeah. And I've been, I'm slowly getting my signs in order. What I like about indoor markets is I can have signs and they won't fall over in the wind. Yeah. Okay, I've at least identified one of the areas where I have count issues. This little square right here. Oh, Captain Penis is a little furry. uh, like my baby dragons, I have adopt a baby dragon, and I have their price. Um, I have forms of payment that I take sign. Um, and de- like and depending on like what items I have out, I have a bookmarks sign that tells people what they are, because you'd be so surprised how many people don't know what a bookmark is. Um, some of the bookmarks I have are the ear ones, and yeah, yeah. I wish I could say I was kidding. Yeah, I'm gonna print out some of those after I get the car loaded. I'll play that game. I gotta figure out what I'm doing here. If you can, awesome. If not, I am I am not bothered. And I do appreciate. Oh, it's all good, Jules. It's all good. And I appreciate, Kelpie, what you're doing. I did it for the dopamine, baby. It's just about the instead of the it's all about the Pentiums, and I know it's all about the Benjamins, but I like Weird Al more. Um, it's all about the dopamine, baby. I feel that more people should look up to Weird Al and strive to be like Weird Al than anybody else. Hot take. Oh, geez. I'm going to try to use, in my setup, I'm going to try to use my easel this time around. Uh, he really is, and he's a really fascinating guy. Like, and I know he's definitely not perfect, and I'm sure he's had ups and downs. But at the same time, like he that was a swing and a miss, Kelpie. That was a swing and a miss. Go practice some. Go practice some more. Okay. I'm probably just gonna get done this column and call it a day. Who knows? Who knows how news? That would be all my word sounds for the day. I don't know. I don't know if like I'm the best judge of that. Like I can sit and stare at some of the funniest people in the world and not crack a smile, but like the dumbest shit will make me giggle. Oh, nice. That's a nice easel. I have I have an art display box. It is for sign holding. You don't even have to be trying to be amusing for me to be amused. Sometimes just watching people in their joy makes me not necessarily amused, but it brings me happiness, so I crack a smile. My favorite one is when someone says I feel funny. Sometimes my response is before I can even stop myself is, "Well, you look funny too." Trying to explain to someone last night, well, actually, my trainee, is as the day goes on, as I've been talking a lot and a lot, I've learned that the pressure in my throat is actually from my acid reflux, which is not fun because there's not really much they can do about it. Just I have to be careful what goes in my maw. Um, and I was explaining to my trainee, I'm like, my voice generally isn't this gravelly. Like it I can definitely hear and feel a rumble when I speak that never used to be there. Now, it's not a harsh rumble, but mm, it's there, and that's what I got. Oh, I know I'm funny looking. Let's see. But yeah, I did finally discover like why my voice hurts and whatnot. It is my acid reflux. Um, the damage is essentially done, and I could have my esophagus stretched to hope that like the acid doesn't sit at the bottom of my esophagus as much. But it does have to be redone every so often. I forget the time frame, but I can't afford that right now. So I'll take my antacids and I will continue on my merry way with my nice gravelly voice. I've had it done too, because when they found that what the initial problem was, is they went and they fixed it best they could, but it needs to be kept up on, and I don't have the funds to have them shove a camera and then a balloon down my throat. Luckily, for the remainder of this column, I don't have a whole lot of jumping around I gotta do. So I should be able to get the rest of this done without having to jump around. Oh, yeah. See, let's see. I had, when I had my endoscopy for my celiac disorder, I think just the act of having that done kind of works in my favor. Just having the endoscopy. Um, and then when I went back because I was complaining about my throat feeling closed, is when they found it was a hiatal hernia. And now I know what it is, and I probably should have it done. But welcome to America, where fuck you, that's why. I just will continue to eat and stay sitting up after I eat, and keep the acid out of my diet, which is really hard. I think that's part of the reason I have so much cream in my coffee, is because coffee upsets my stomach, and so if I have a lot of cream in it, it balances it out. Mm-hmm. 4 more lines left to do. And then we'll do an updated stitch count, and I'll say my goodbyes for the week. And hopefully next week I'll be able to do all of my stream days. I keep getting dragged through the mud. I and the endoscopy that found out that I had that hiatal hernia, that's actually what it was. Is why is it hurting? Like, and that's how I found out that my stomach decided to squeeze its little stomachic out of its abdominal cavity wall and pool acid at the base of my esophagus. I highlighted it, so I got to do it because I'm going to hit the check mark instead of trying to fight with my tablet. Okay, so today we got 206 stitches done. That's kind of surprising, honestly. Let's see. We started out with whatever I said. We started out yesterday at 4.23%. We're now at 4.28%. I did a little bit yesterday that I didn't put on the opener screen, so we're just going to say we went from 4.23 to 4.28. We did 0.05 of a percent. Yeah. But everybody, I hope you have a phenomenal weekend if you get the weekend off. If not, I hope you have a phenomenal next couple of days. I don't ask for much, but I could really use some good juju to sell some of my stock this weekend. Or if you don't have enough energy for this weekend, I am doing a craft fair every weekend in November, except for the 22nd and 23rd. Every weekend. So I will gladly take good juju on a weekend that you have energy to send me good juju. Bleh. My brain would work. Just remember to drink your water, take your meds, be kind to yourself without harming others, and be kind to others without harming yourself. I will see y'all on the flip side with updates, which is always fun and exciting. I love you all. Thank you for the gift of your time. And I will see you on the